So yeah, after the storm, yeah, I was doing like a clearing during the storm, so that was God, I feel like I was barely alive during that. It's like you're just, yeah, your mind and body is like you're like a walking zombie, whatever, clearing out the boss's energy and whatever else. Hopefully that's gone finally. Uh, so yeah, it wasn't that bad. Of course, around the coast, they had all these cars driving over the bridge as the water, it's like as the water was, splashing over the bridge. Like I'm surprised they didn't shut it down before that, but whatever. Makes good video footage, I guess. Um, and they still kept the bridges closed too. I'm not sure what was going on there, but imagine open by now, I would assume. But then there's like areas that look like they're like a third world country. so, but yeah, it wasn't so bad. It was the night of that took out my boss. That was worse than what I went through. We got more flooding out of that when you got out of the hurricane. So, of course, Tennessee's getting hit pretty hard. So once again, another clearing. So obviously, there's a lot more to it than that. I don't know if they want us to know all the details. Just to move us from one place to the other. It's just to break old timelines, create new ones, stop you from your daily grind. Obviously, show us that everything takes forever, everything needs to be slow, because society is slow. A good portion of it is. It's not in any hurry, that's for sure. Hurry up and wait, basically. Just might tap into some of it. I don't know if it matters really. Still wreaking havoc throughout the country, though. It's funny how it's like after everything that's happened, and then of course now the storm. It worked out pretty good. The power did go out in some places, but here it went out here was one time. But it wasn't too bad though. It wasn't out that long. Continue a little bit with the fractal souls from yesterday. Like souls that do explode. They're two traumas, and they just go everywhere. Through either their own through their own decision making or wherever it might be. It's kind of weird. It's not a place to be, that's for sure. Well, it's I don't get like a softball. It's like because it has to do with like they're not souls that don't really love themselves that much or at all, and someone can throw them like a softball and then they get hit. Like they can be kind of like baseball. You hit the ball and that's a soul that you can throw a soul, and someone hits it and who knows where it goes, or actually you can take it to different levels of that. Jeez, so sometimes they have to be traumatized enough to eventually they come to find some love for themselves, possibly. I guess it all depends. Some feel like they deserve to live in hell. So they create one for themselves. So it goes on and on with that. Self-sabotage. Some feel like they're just not good enough for anything. So they just keep sabotaging themselves. Whatever. Hope it's worth it. Usually it's not. Alright, so avatar.com. Private sessions. The scheduler, we have a shop here. Okay. yeah, the storm. I'm not sure if there's really to go into that. Just hopefully that's the last one. What do we felt? Yeah, releasing the boss's energy. Yeah, he was pretty bad. Narcissistic. Orion. Just there to tell everybody's busy when you're just knocking everybody down. It's like, hey, I'm not getting anywhere because all my employees suck. It's like, jeez, dirty. I'm surprised it lasted as long as it did. Yeah, it's kind of weird there. It's like, well, why doesn't the asshole take these little scumbags out of here like a long time ago? So they let them just sit here and leech off everybody. Not all of us are into it. Some aren't. So anyway, the fractal soul frequency is mostly going to that energy again, just to whatever needs to come up from that. And of course, you have the SSP stuff that some people are obsessed with. Well, it's sometimes you create a reality. Obviously, if you're going through traumas through that, but others are just creating because they need something else to do because this world's boring. So their mind creates all kinds of stuff. And you can't do much about that. Hey, if you want to invent that, more power to you. And it's kind of weird there. It's not as exciting as it might sound. But for some, it's an adventure, it's entertainment, and so on. I'm not sure if it'll ever expose itself. It's just another religion, basically. So if it's another religion, you know where that goes. You have an SSP religion, and you have your conspiracy religions, and so on. Yeah, what a mess. That's what this world's known for. So, all right. So we're going to the fractal soul energies, and see where that. It might be even drug addicts are part. Yeah, that's a good example. A drug addict some of them are fractal souls. So, yeah, which you can go on and on with that stuff. Jeez. So those that are like heavy into drugs, like really like hard drugs. They might have got close to death a couple of times. And they need someone to grab onto to give them a reason for existence, whoever it might be. It could be anything. It could be an angel, it could be an alien, wherever. And that might not necessarily be a connection. Like, they might just create, like, that's not their therapist, let's put it that way. And it might be one they fall in love with or whatever. You'd be surprised. So, yeah, this world can be pretty harsh. Yeah, that's pretty common. Jeez. What a mess. Something like this world is like, obviously there's different reasons why we come here, incarnate here to help, individuals that want to be helped. And that's not what it's cracked up to be, but because sometimes they try to assist humanity and they just shit on you basically. It's like, okay, whatever, nothing's good enough for you. Okay, fine. So it's like you're helping them to evolve, and they're just kicking and screaming. It's kind of like something like one of those celebrity reality shows. The celebrity reality shows, but it's like a rehab show. That's this place. It's like everybody's a celebrity, but some of them are just fighting, and it's my way, it's my SSP, it's this, it's that, whatever. I'm Jesus, and whatever. I'm friends with Jesus, and they'll mess with me. That's what we're dealing with here. Not to judge, far from it. And you have these like podcasters that must be fucking mentally ill themselves, and they're just like jet setters. The cool cats, like surfer kids. Just same shit. Whatever. It's just a big freaking mess here. So you wonder why, like I say, you wonder why you come here for different reasons. But it's like it's like I wouldn't call this world the bottom of the barrel, but it's kind of like that. It's kind of like this is where just all a lot of fractal souls are here, just messed up, just lost here. And it's not, not that you're here to save the world, but bring some kind of awareness, self-awareness, something. I don't know. Like I said, you wonder why they're stuck here. Well, others are pulling themselves out of here, so they find spiritual. They might have some darkness to go through. Either way, if you feel like you're pulling yourself out of this world, you probably are. Hopefully, probably for the most part, but others are just stuck in the vacuum. You wonder why you have so many lifetimes here. Well, look at it. Look at the belief system here. Just if you think, especially if you think you know everything, especially some of these spiritual teachers. Say, oh yeah, that's right. Some of these spiritual dude, I have to mention names. So some of these one of these spiritual teachers, they're just so full of themselves. Just so gross, just absolutely disgusting. But they put their disgusting self aside, they can do some good. And that's why they go into the channeling state. Hopefully they bring in somebody that's halfway decent. So the channeler is probably a piece of garbage. And people aren't seeing that, but they can channel something halfway decent. It's like, yeah, you're a scumbag, you're garbage, but you can bring some good to the world. Not to mention names. But there's some channelers that just, one particular thing is just complete garbage. But that's it's like you're just there to, I don't know if it's redeem a garbage soul. It's hard to say. I'm not sure you can redeem something like that, but it's like so egotistical, just gross. They might put on a persona of friendly and all that, and of course people eat that up because they're fucking gullible as hell. Freaking kindergartners. But when you see their true side, they're just garbage. That's what I think about the lower dimension. It's like, wow, that's garbage. It's like they're bragging about themselves. It's just, yeah, but you eat diaper shit. You might be the smartest demonic being in the universe, but you eat diaper shit. More power to you on that one. Yeah, this world thinks it's the smartest world in the universe, and it's just a bunch of shit. It is. It just might as well just face it. It's good here, yes, but there's also a lot of just like swimming in it, eating it, and so on. So anyway, trying not to keep it too graphic there. So anyway, all right, going to the fractal. I guess so. That's why some of the fractal souls are just stuck in this shit. They just can't get themselves out. It's just a whirlpool that just can't get themselves out of here. So, but there is a way out for sure. It does exist. So all right, we're going to the fractal soul frequencies. I'm not gonna bother with the arcane energy. So, of course, that can be also symbolic too. So anyway, blessings. Greens use the fractal, we have astral energies actually, of neutral perspective, speaking about the fractal energies. But fractal beings, so when a soul gets fractured here, it doesn't always get along with itself. It's other versions of itself, it's like it's fighting. And some do need to be pulled into a hurricane, you could say, or just, they don't care where they go. They lose connection, consciousness of who they are, and let others control them. And that's why you have the control system. So, that's why the demonic beings are so happy here, because they're controlling so many souls here that just stop caring about themselves. But also, there's galactic wars where you're trying to do the right thing and you get hit by some kind of explosion or whatever it might be, and parts of your frequency get sent here. They're sent all over the place. And coming here, you're here to, why you incarnate here is to gather yourself up, like to pull yourself back together again. So there's different ways of looking at it. So especially with the galactic wars or angelic wars, you can get, thrown around, technically. Well, your energy. So your energy can be, can expand and others can grab onto it. They want some of your frequency, especially if you're an enemy. And obviously they want parts of you so they could, because they can mess with your energy field, like a version of you. And it can cause difficulties to other versions of you. So as they come here to confront it, so you wonder why you're coming here, to kind of, like I say, gather yourself back together again, like bring your energy back together. It's a lot more to it than that, but that's a simple way of, just look, just, is there any, like you even put the intentions, is there any part of me still floating around here? So why some of you incarnate here also just to, you come here as an average Joe and try to look as normal as possible, but also bring in every now and then a few words of enlightenment, but then kind of go back into your hole of being an average person. So this idea is like, you might have all these higher dimensional abilities, but being here as human obviously is the hardest thing, because then you're messing up, you're not paying attention, just like, oh gosh, I'm here again. Especially when you're here and you don't really want to be on this world again, but it has some good to it. So you go against your own happiness, kind of like a life of a monk, you could say. It can be a female monk or a male monk, but it's just, you don't have to shave your head or anything. But you're here to bring enlightenment to others, not necessarily try to save the world, but trying to bring some kind of adjustment here for souls to find themselves out. It's like you put your 2 words of wisdom out there and you let them do whatever they got to do. It's like, this is not your, there's no, just, maybe you can find yourself, but you got to do it on your own. Others that are, there's so many trickster beings here. They don't make it easy. Yes, they put on the flesh. Yes, they look like, the cool people, or whatever it might be. And they're just there, like, you're here to assist and others are here to do the opposite. It's like playing soccer. It's like you're trying to almost like kick the one, kind of, or bring the person to their goal, or help them get to their goal, and then some scumbag pushes it back. It's like, some dark entity gets in that's very flashy, a podcaster or whoever, to push it back. So, good luck with that one. Seriously. So, that's what you're up against. You can't just, it's more to it than that, but that's another way of looking at it. It's to help these souls to break free. It's hard to do it because a lot of these podcasters will just go to that direction, because some of them, they put on this show, they put on this fantasy reality, and some just can't break away from it. No matter what you do. So it's like, you just come here very simplistically, but you're not here as a game show host. You're not, you're just, you're even trying to make yourself look bad. That way, just to humble, I'm not perfect, you're not perfect, and so on. It's like, are you ready for this? Are you ready? It's like you're ready for a red pill, you could say. Most they think they are, like they take a bite out of it, maybe. But are they ready to break free of all of this? Because it's more sophisticated here than you might realize. Some of you are aware of it, but a lot of them feel like they got it figured out. But then they go from one fake reality to another. So they think, oh, I got it all figured out, and you're actually part of someone else's mind control. So it's difficult to break. And some don't want to break free. They might think they are, but they don't mind where they are either. Some of them have been successful financially. It's like, I'm fine where I am, even if they're surrounded by mind control. Not that you're there to free that either, but some of them are just stuck. Like, they're going to be here forever. Successfully under control forever. I guarantee you'll have a middle class or maybe upper middle class lifetime. So just here over and over and over again. So they're ready to break free. Doesn't mean they'll be poor, but you never know. It might not be as successful as it once were. So, is that a sellout? Sort of, yes and no. It's just that it's complacency. It's just they're just allowing it. It's just, well, they wouldn't be seen as successful and whatever it might be, but you can still be successful, but you don't have to go by the game either. It makes it harder, but you can still make it work. So there's still success. Those regular, like actual success, genuine, does exist. It might not be getting the most attention, but it does exist. And doesn't need to get attention. Some of it's very successful, but not too flashy. The flash is always here to keep you part of the physical reality. Keep you locked in. It's so difficult to break free. Some of you have broken free, but obviously a good portion. That's the thing. Thinks they've broken free, but probably not. So as for the hurricane frequencies, that is a part of the breaking of the timelines, because it comes from Mother Earth to break free of mind control and all, which many are not ready for. They might go to a different level of it. They might eventually evolve out of it, but it takes a lot to do that. So, and what do you do when you break free? Well, you become more aware of the non-physical realms, but you just become more aware of your abilities also, and goes to your highest potential. And you're doing that now, but in more physical restraint. Telepathy is not as powerful here. It's there, but not. It's kind of fractal. Not that you're flying, not that you need to, but why not explore all of your abilities? And here, people are on half pulse, half. Well, obviously maybe you can go further than that, but you shut yourself down for a reason to be part. And if you're just flying around here like a super person. Everybody would just want you to save them. What good is that going to do? And it's probably just as best nobody can do that right now. Well, some might find some way of doing it astrally, but it gets shut out of your reality. Another distraction, basically. So, blessings.